Hey everyone, what's going on? Christopher the video game historian here, and with this video I wanted to try something different. The Division 2 recently released not too long ago, and as I was exploring around Washington DC, looking at all the historic buildings and seeing that many of the main missions take place in these buildings, such as the Air and Space Museum, the Capitol Building, and many more, I realized that I could potentially expand my channel with this game by taking a look at the real buildings that these missions are set in. For this first Division video, I thought I would take a look at the Jefferson Trade Center located in the Federal Triangle. This is one of the first main story missions that you are able to do, and during which you the player are tasked with entering the Jefferson Trade Center to fight off a horde of hyenas to locate and reactivate the Isaac node underneath the building, find the missing Division agent, and neutralize the Coyote. This mission takes place in the real-world William Jefferson Clinton Federal Building, which is currently the headquarters of the Environmental Protection Agency. The building has a long history dating back to the 1930s and earlier, as in 1901 a redevelopment plan called the McMillan Plan came about that would redevelop a section of Washington DC known as Murder Bay to what would become known as the Federal Triangle. Before this redevelopment, Murder Bay was a hotbed of crime and prostitution, basically the Mos Eisley of DC. Now the project wouldn't start until the 1930s under the leadership of Treasury Secretary Andrew Mellon. This project would become the first federally funded redevelopment plan in the nation's history. What would become the Clinton Federal Building is actually composed of two buildings, one on the north side and one on the south side. Both buildings would be completed with construction in 1934, sport a curved facade, but designed by different architects who took inspiration from different sources. The north side of the building was designed by architects William Delano and Chester Aldrich and took inspiration for the building's facade from the European public buildings such as the London County Hall and Place Vendôme in Paris. There are sculptures and bas-relief panels on the exterior designed by Adolf Alexander Weimann depicting the significance of the Postal Service that illustrate the delivery of messages throughout the years from carrier pigeons, drum signals, mirrors, and smoke signals. As you may have guessed, this building was originally constructed to be a new post office building, with the intent of replacing the old post office building right across the street. The original plan was to have the old post office building knocked down and replaced with a building that had a similar facade mirroring the new post office. However, thanks to preservation efforts that lasted nearly 50 years, the old post office building was spared its fate and was allowed to remain standing, and you can actually see this building in the game as well. Now this building would become the new home of the US Postal Service up until 1971. Soon after they vacated the building, the ATF would become the new occupants until 2008 when they moved into the newly constructed Ariel Rios Federal Building, named after Special Agent Rios, who was killed in the line of duty. Now as for the southern building of this pair of semicircular buildings, which was also completed in 1934, this one was designed by architect Arthur Brown, who sought inspiration from classical Greek and Roman architecture. This building was originally constructed to house the Department of Labor and the Interstate Commerce Commission. Similar to the new post office building, this one also has depictions on the exterior of the building that showcase themes relating to commerce and labor. The Department of Labor used this building until 1979 when they were moved into the Francis Perkins building down the road. That same year, the ICC would be joined in this building by the US Customs Service, where they remained until the mid-90s. In 1995, the ICC would be abolished and the remaining duties and operations would move to the Surface Transportation Board. The US Customs Service would also move buildings to the newly constructed Ronald Reagan and International Trade Center, and in 2002, the building would become the home of the Environmental Protection Agency, where to this day, the building is still being used as their main headquarters. In 2012, Congress would vote and pass on renaming the building after former President Bill Clinton to the William Jefferson Clinton Federal Building, which has extended to include the former Department of Labor building along with the new post office building under that name. By the way, for those of you who haven't noticed, the way that you enter the building to begin the mission and the way that you exit the mission is by going through the new post office building located on 12th Street. If you pull up the main map, the building is situated between 12th Street and Constitution Avenue, just like in real life. Anyway, that's all I have on this topic today. What did you guys all think? Should I do more Division 2 related content, or should I stick with Battlefield? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll see you all in the White House, I guess. You know what, I'll think of something more clever to say. Until next time, thank you all for watching. I'll see you then.